Erokamano milambo nyandwat wuok chieng' podho chieng'. Odiochieng' maber, odiochieng' mamuol. Kata koyo chako Nairobi kama. To pod wabro mana wuoyo gi jopiny. Pod wabro wecho pachwa. Pod wabro pimo kaka piny onego bedie. Kaka wanene gi kaka wambe waparo. Erokamano warwako kendo tiedero. Yet another beautiful day. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a show for all of us. We are here to say enough is enough. I mean, I don't need somebody to interpret the Bible for me. I don't need somebody to interpret the Constitution for me. I don't need somebody to interpret for me laws. We can all look into it together. We can all discuss and digress on issues as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we are here as we digest further and wider. This is Tiedero. Welcome yet another day. A beautiful show it is. Karibu Olam. It's another day.
It is long, but
Ilal mokal.
Wase yudore.
Boma kae wacho ni dhano pondo kabisa.
Omera boma ni ingeni otweyo ji.
I hope no tweyi kamoloth.
Boma ka wachapnie.
Otweyi kamoloth.
There are some presence of moisture. Some presence of moisture.
Karibu Tiedero kendo. Aneno ka social media opoto. Uyuago Albert.
Omereni wach malit bwana.
We must, for me, I must say the spirit of Albert is an amazing spirit. The spirit that decides not to go down easy. It decided to fight. He decided not to keep quiet. Somebody wrote a very nice thing on the spirit of Albert, the way it's unwavering. What are your thoughts? Just a quick one. What are your thoughts around it?
First and foremost, I sympathize with the family, and I can convey my condolence to the family. It is so sad and painful indeed to lose that kind of young and energetic man, the only heir for the family, of which if you get the speech from the father, he had struggled with a man to be where he was now. And fortunately, untimely death got him through our trusted and well-manned police officers. It is so strategic and very sad indeed.
Well, Mano Seose, we leave it to the hands of the relevant authorities. Karibu kende Tiedero. And for the spirit of Albert, we say rest in peace. And let the things that it's purported Albert wrote. Albert only wanted credibility, honesty, accountability.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in this country today, if you ask for that, Subaru ya Mambaru itakam na itaja. I'm told Subaru ya Mambaru itakam na itaja.
I don't know whether you have ever witnessed how they operate, but
I don't want to witness. Seen a lawyer.
There was a day.
Yes.
They saved me somewhere until I appreciated their effort, but on a lighter note,
Yes.
just end that story.
Like I said at Tiedero, we still encourage the rule of law. We encourage that our leaders should govern us using the rule of law. Differing in opinion does not mean it should cost me my life. If I'm looking at something or thinking or viewing something contrary to the way you're looking at it, does not mean you end my life. What it simply means is, can we discuss and find line of best fit? I don't think that whatever the young man did, or it's alleged that he did, was worth taking his life. It wasn't worth treating him the way he was treated. When we have people who've done far much worse and are rewarded by being voted to become leaders, they are rewarded by being given other portfolios, and they are not held accountable. What the people of Kenyans are agitating for today is accountability. They want justice. They want that whoever did this is brought to book. Forget the charade. Forget the government trying to cover this using its numerous bloggers, telling the bloggers to, I don't know, formulate all forms of conspiracy theories and stories. This is what we will say to the government. We have, you have what it takes to bring the person accountable, I mean the person responsible for this, to be accountable. Please do it. What Kenyans are asking for, Mr. President, accountability. Let whoever made the call that ended up taking the life of this young man be held accountable. The law must be able to cut both sides. The person in power and the person being governed. All of us, we are subjected to the same law. Nobody is above the law. So please, Mr. President and the relevant authorities, it's on you, it's within you, and it's up to you. You know, they say that society deteriorates when people who are in positions to take actions don't take actions.
Yes, when they
people
fail.
who have a voice to speak on behalf of other people don't speak.
Yes.
And people who would have done things differently don't do them.
Yes.
That's why evil persists in this society of ours.
Well, it is very clear that the buck stops with the presidency. How we wish that they expedite this process and do justice. I know the dead can't receive the justice, but at least they should handle it in a manner that they can give the next generation hope.
We really,
yes,
as a society and as the people of Kenya, we really want to have confidence again in this government of ours. We want this confidence to be brought back so that we have confidence in our state departments, we have confidence in all our government agencies. So to the president and to people concerned, they say, or Caesar says that there comes a time in the affairs of men that when taken by the tide leads on to good fortune or leads on to fortune.
Definitely.
Simply it's now or never, Mr. President, and the people responsible. Anyway, back to Tiedero.
Yes.
Welcome.
Erokamano siye.
Podigo muchung Muhuru.
Ma is a live and kicking thing.
You're a leader in the making.
It is not dying anytime soon.
You know, tomorrow things like this.
We pray that this is our baby boy to be born alive and kicking. And that day, after Makolambo shall be announced by the returning officer as the now sitting, or is the person to lead Muhuru in the next 5 years, it will be very much joyous. How I wish.
For you or for the people of Muhuru? The joy will be for you or for all of you? Or
it is for both of us. Because you can't separate them. It is a joy to me.
Yes.
It is a celebration to me as a person.
Yes.
And it is a celebration to end this kind of perennial and vicious circle that Muhuru can't produce.
As an aspiring leader today, Mr.
Yes.
Olambo.
Yes.
You're privy to the things happening in this country today. One of them, today we have the budget was presented.
Yes.
A quick one. What's your view? Is it a good one or a bad one?
I saw Nyang reading this budget. You know, I went through it. And they say that it is a common man budget. Because there's no increase in taxation. Only that even mambo ya alcohol, ulevi, sherehe, hata hakuongeza. Hapo ndio angeongeza kidogo because watoto wengi wanaingia sherehe sana.
Wanapotea.
Wanapotea.
Yeah.
But it is a common man budget. So we are so
by
happy.
His definition or by how you viewed it?
I went through it when he was reading it. And I'm somehow satisfied that if well implemented, it can move us to the next or to a good level. Yes, because bei ya unga ijapanda, sukari, these common commodities. Yes. So I wish.
But there's a public outcry that people are asking. Maybe so that we understand. Ni budget ni to enango. But in aparo ni kiloso budget to nego bedni kan gi siling apar tawacho ni an gi siling apar.
Yes.
So budget onego bed ni pegged on siling apar.
Yes.
Lakini budget ni if you look at it, the other day Ndindi said this is an exchequer budget where you budget, you put up numbers on what you want to do, but you still don't have enough finances to do it. As a leader who is aspiring to lead this country, Mr. Olambo, why would you think we would put up numbers and things on money which you don't have? Why can't we budget with what we have? Some people are saying the budget can still be reduced by 40% and it will be sufficient. Things like putting provisions for buying new cars when you just bought a car last year, putting provisions for, I don't know, putting up probably capex that is not so is not urgent as it is. Don't you think we could have done better on the budget? Maybe make it lower.
My friend, okay, if you leave this premise now and just walk along Jogo Road,
yes,
where the furnitures are being made, if you have money, you can go and resell yours, then ukujie hizi zingine.
True.
So everyone is aspiring for good thing, is looking for a better thing tomorrow. So in as much as you are doing a budget, you can aim high for the growth. Not that we are aiming high just for showing off, but it is good because if you check our budget, it is increasing. Since I started gaining interest, I thought during Kibaki it was about less than even 3 trillion. Now it is 4.2.
4.2.
So it keeps on growing. There is no day that is coming down. And human wants keeps on happening every now and again. So you must be equipped that tomorrow if another population comes in, because the maternity wings are being built everywhere across the wards, to mean the birth rate is on.
The population is growing.
Is increasing.
Increasing.
So you must count even for those you don't see.
But if your population is increasing, but still your GDP is low and falling for that matter, why would you still want to have a bigger budget when it's not commensurate to the outcome, or rather, because I want to believe the budget facilitates government development and growth. So it should be, if at some point the budget was 1 trillion and today is 4.2 trillion, it should be commensurate even to people's pockets.
I think what will control this is how the money flows in the economy. So the government should see a way on how to implement the policies that will earn people to thrive in business, and those who can do better to grow higher, then those who can come down also to come to a certain level. Then the money will be in circulation. Yes, because if we sit and wait that the budget has been done and you do nothing about it, utabaki hapo nyuma. Yes. So
well, I like that. The reason why I brought up the budget is you are an aspiring leader, young one. And we mentioned earlier that these issues are intertwined. Somehow you'll get, at some point, they link up.
Yes.
Because this budget will even affect you at the county level when you become the MCA, God willing,
yes,
for Muhuru in this coming election.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I want us now to come back to Muhuru politics and Migori County as a whole.
Yes.
Okay. And there's this thing I want us to talk about. You mentioned earlier. Health. In your honest view, do you think health should remain devolved, and why?
I think health should be devolved But the policies should be there to guide all the health workers across the country in a way that we get quality services. You know, when it is devolved, even the supervision is easier. You get that you employ a doctor, he can navigate through the county, within the county hospitals, and offer these services to the smaller people. Then people will get better services. When it is for balance and checks, it will be much easier if it is devolved.
So it should remain devolved.
Yes.
But the counties are performing poorly at it.
The problem is the management. The problem is just the management. It is just a managerial thing of which can be changed, or the policies can be there to guide them on how they work and how they do their things.
But don't you think we should think otherwise when these problems are persistent?
No, you know, the problem. These problems are being created. They are human-created problems, of which, if standard measures are set, they can be dealt with.
Who is supposed to ensure standard measures are set and adhered to?
We have those who are the directors in charge of health. We have the county chief officers in charge, and in connection with the county assembly, which is doing the general oversight on this, they should come up with the policies that can restrict those who are entrusted in these positions to deliver to their mandate.
You're saying those policies are not there, to your knowledge?
They are there, they might be there, but the follow-up, those who are doing enforcement, so might be slagging, or there is some requirements that they need to facilitate their movement, to facilitate their bonuses, and all these things are compounded together.
Give me Wachoni, are you insinuating that different government officers and departments are not properly funded or enabled to perform their job?
I'm not saying that they are not. For them to meet the target, mondo mi iket ne ngata target, nyaki iket ne timeline, and you must set for him the parameters to serve under. For instance, ka iyudo ni nyocha neno ka ruoth olo yedhe, for instance, nokelo gen trucks. Overnight, I think it was costing around 9 or 90 million. Then all of a sudden, if you go to these hospitals, you get Panadol. Where are the rest? And if you go to records and you ask, we want to get accountability of the drugs that were brought here and how they were dispersed.
So you're saying drugs that were delivered in Migori County recently, as of today, kitemo maanyo kama ifuaro kumagidhie malongo oknenre yo maler?
Nyadi mang'eny in our health facilities. Sani, for instance, kidhi hospital moro is picking up is a private hospital. It's called Isenye. People are running out of Tagache going to Isenye because if they go to Isenye, they use the SHA, they get the medication, they get the drugs there. Even if you will be told that go and buy, this one is not within our pharmacy, but you get that a good number is available. The reason why people are leaving the government facilities is because the drugs are not there. And if we check, you get the records. The governor is releasing the money, and you are seeing drugs in cartons. If you go to the facility, you don't get them.
When gikmakamage kotemore kama, don't you think these are the moments probably the government should be brave enough and come up with policies to even encourage kechiwachone hospital morontie ma private agache kacha, which is doing so well compared to a government facility, right? Don't you think nikara serikal onego come up with policy mondo encourage more PPPs instead of serikal running gig in catch from what you're mentioning, and not only you, the general feel across the divide en ni gige sirikal ichako maber to ok gibul ng'or. Ok gibul ng'or. Ibro yudo kochake maber and then at some point ochako bedo gi issue matin then olwar. Ochako maber obedo gi issue matin then olwar. Don't you think that when gik makamagi timore, sirikal bedo gi policy motegno to wach ni we encourage PPPs, public private partnerships, mondo mi services ochop ne jopiny e yo makare e pima ing'e seche moko chopo ma we should be brave and say my direction motek sirikal ni gini jogi otamo.
Ineno, let me go outside kidogo. There was a time during Magufuli when Magufuli could just pop up in a classroom or in any government entity. Tiyudo kodhi to bede desk odwaro service. This one konyoga a checks. Ingini to how do they perform? Are my people getting the real service they deserve? Any okni joge cannot be entrusted with the position they hold. But the thing is ni sani ekimia siling 1,000. Ikona ne the thing una pimodo worth 1,000 adek biro ni dozens. Ka kilo ni dozens ariyo kata dek, you will be contented. To ka biro gachiel, to you will question me. Ne, you have bought this number of bottles, but the other day when I sent this so and so, no kilo na number of cartons. Where are the rest? So I must give I must back it up with the statement. Monda, I explain how I've spent this money. In the area you are talking of private partnership. Private partnership works well more than government because there's laxity. Actually, the best employer is the government, and the worst employer is the government in terms of numeration and all that. But it's the best in terms of unaweza omba ruhusa vile unataka.
Freelance igo.
Yes.
So we go lazy.
So aneno ni nitiere some sensitive parts ma duaro ni mondo kase nat matin. Okadagi ni ok perform. They are performing, and I prefer tero nyathina a government facility kumangine adhi yudo well and equipped personnel or prescribe na yath adhi ang'iew yath e chemist than a private maseche moko idhi yudo ka ng'ama nitiere seche moko nitie moko ma some qualifications are in questions, and we have seen a number minyalo wacho kata ni ng'ato has messed up due to those kind of negligence. Koro I better prefer the government because the personnel who are there, they are qualified, 100% qualified, but it's laxity.
So you think that under your leadership, together with others, what will be some of the measures ma kateko poni ibedo mi donjo kate committee stage kacha? Paro mane mi paro ni nyalo keti mondo mi kuo mar yathni nyalo rumo? Ama mismanagement mar hospitals nyalo rumo gi pachi ma koro pachi.
Namba jiel ikelo na paro maber. We aduoki eyo ma seche ko Paulo ne wuoyo. Paulo kane ndiko ne jo Korintho kata jo Timotheo to ne gik kuma kono ka dhano penje question to koni now I'm answering you as Paul, not as a servant of God.
Yes.
So now I'm answering you as Mark.
Okay.
No, not the politician in Mark.
Yes.
Aparo ni namba chiel gimoningo bedego en ni kodhi a facility, there's someone who is in charge. There's someone in charge of that facility. This guy must give us an account of all the happenings in this facility. Two, those who are entrusted in sensitive areas like pharmacy, nyaka obed gi clear record ni kelo na Panadol boxes 200. Daktari Ochieng kata daktari Muga noneno jotuo 30. Mae kaka no prescribe gi. Mae kaka na dish gi. And we must have a routine check. Okinyal rito ni dwa timo audit after 1 month. Nikech jomobire tu hospital okinya control. Seche moko there is an outbreak like in our area is prone to malaria. And therefore the number cannot be regulated. But you must have timely check up. You don't wait until your store is dry is when you order. Like now, if you go to Transchem, for instance.
Yes.
Unasema nataka Tramaset. They check in the computer. Is there Tramaset in the store? They check, yes, it's still there. They go to where they stored it. Fortunately or unfortunately, unit Tramaset is not there. They will tell you, I'm sorry, there's an error in our system. And therefore, the procurement system begins there. So they must give account. This thing must be in a systematic way that, have you seen how we empty the tanks?
Yes.
Tanki mar pi moko madongo gi.
Yes.
Ibro neno gimoro makware wiye. Koro ka pi dok piny to that thing comes down.
Yeah.
In the system of dispatch, we should have something of that kind.
So you're saying that at least the county government must have a management system in place.
Yes, well management designed.
Yes.
To work.
Where
not designed.
Where by a click of button,
yes,
the governor is able to see that there is 10 cartons in Tagache.
Yes.
There is 3 in Muhuru.
Yes.
There is 1 in Aongediang.
Yes.
There is 1 in Wutogi.
Yes.
There is 5 in Nyatike sub-county hospital.
Yes.
There is 1 in Mikei by a click of button.
Yes.
And this is possible, right?
It is possible.
Yeah. So kanyo iwacho ni kidogo nitie to.
Aneno ni kaki kete in that way. Let's say we have a pandemic like something crop in machalo cholera. Maybe it is strong in Muhuru compared to Sori or other area. It is very easy for you to rush and say, can you borrow us some cartons? Because our numbers increased overwhelmingly. We can go to a vendor and take some. But with the clear record, we are borrowing to help the Tagache facility as we procure.
Because you have integrated your county,
yes,
in a manner that you are able to get real-time information on real issues as at and when they happen on the ground.
That is it.
Ang'o kedo minyabiro go mar ariyo? Paro no ber kabisa. Mar ariyo minyabiro godo.
Nitiere kuonde moko ma county ose waste resources. Because of there is negligence in policy making. Gimoro MCA the sitting MCA tiyo gi tam moro ne opuro ndara. Indeed opure. Literally opure mano te gimo timo. So ibro yuro ka, let's say in Muhuru ward idwa yawe nderni kata 20 kata beach. Nderni gi giluwo footpaths. Akiani gweng'u be gintie. Iyudo ka dhano koro dhi oyugno. Mano bedo designated ni kae kuma yo nitie.
Yes.
To dhano koro manyo avenue. Idwa dhi kumolo to yo mayando dhi go kumolo dinore. Nyibendi odino. Kata chuogra moro dino. Koro ji ng'ado gi tok chiel to luoro manyo kaka
gimanya chuogra moro.
Yes, koro ka kiny gibiro ni gidwa po ndara to giwacho ni konyango ka gikomolo to dhi nyaka piny kucho yoni ne kalo ka gichako ing'eni yo kalal okolal ga gikume ochakorego.
Yes.
Olal gi diere ka.
Yes.
Koro yudo ka diere kanyo nitie diversion ma dhano keto. Koro jotinga be kabiro ne aka kuma tielo oseluwo. Iwinjo? Koro miyo gi interfere gi puothe ji. Number 1, quality is not there. Policy number 1 I may introduce that every ward we should have a clerk of works. This clerk of works will work in conjunction with the land dispute officers or land district, how do we call them? land tribunal officers. Magi ng'eyo ni area makama ndara agi ka to dhi nyaka ka to o connect kama. Koro whenever we open a road, we come with the map. Iwinjo?
Awinji maler.
Yes.
To adwa penji. Now, you mentioned roads ma gimoro biro pacha mapiyo piyo. Roads, majorly roads Kenya ka nitiere bwo Kena, Kura, Kera. Don't you think ni gi ndara ni kochako kete ni county bede chak ng'iyo ndara? Is this not duplication of roles and having government departments and government functions knocking on each other? Me end up nitie gimoro mani wacho ni there was a task to be done and somebody thought that everybody will do it. Nobody went to check if somebody did it, and then they ended up this thing was not done. It could apply to same thing. Don't you think ni this is duplication of roles, and maybe sirikal nyalo ng'iye to wach ni maybe ka yor ni otamo kata ma county government ama gitiyo kode IA mondo giketi ng'ato gone gi kura. And kaka ne government departments osabedo set ni kaka jatelo ma ng'iyo piny gi wang' maber maler. Ok par ni ma gimo kaka yo onego awe obede Kena to gigine mondo mi obed ni mano is the government department ma is responsible for timango for loso gigi mondo un kaka MCA to gi governor to gi MP utim oversight to umanyi ni to gimno nego los de poko losi. Don't you think ni kanyo nigi dok chien matin?
There's a problem with our system. And it is cutting across, not only Migori.
I agree with you.
Yes, it is cutting across. Kichek in our constitution, when you go to roads, we have only two roads, types of roads. We have county government roads and national government roads. The national government roads are the roads the C plus, C to A plus. Like Thika Road is in A class.
It's a class A road.
Mombasa Road is in A class.
Yeah.
Bagadi is around C and those kind of.
Yes.
Koro nitie roads mar under county. Leave alone Kera, Kena, those are baptismal names. So the National Highway Authority or the Kenya National
Kenya National Highways
Authority deal with national roads. Then this other sub-branch, Machalo, Kura, Kena, and what have you, should be under county government. They ought to be under county government. Mondo misani koro kawa penalize ruoth. You have these functions, mag roads, and you have the ability, you have the money for them. So,
mondo kude to de ratero
yes, koro kanyo nitiere ambiguity moro matin.
Nitie gray area.
Yes, nikech national government pod riembo Kera gi Kura manyaki dhi go chongi like kidhi barabara house. There was a time managi advertised C113, the former C113, that is Muhuru Masada Road. Now it is Big Ward.
Yeah.
Kanagi advertised, it happened that I was in Barabara House. Then I met one of the officers there whom I can't mention. Tapenje ni bwana, you have advertised our road. When are you implementing it? Then he told me that these things are politically instigated.
So
just to cut you short, koro ineno roads gi nitiere nderni mipowo kor man ji luwo machon ka county pogi iwinja gima temo wacho ni sami pogi ni japiny ma japiny ong'e ni man is the role of MCA mondo ng'i the workmanship. So ideally the MCA is not omnipresent. It can't be everywhere all the time, and therefore seche midwa kete no check ndara to odhi timo gine budget preparation kata Kisumo kata Kure gitimo gwech gitimo oversight pesa gitimo accounting and all those kind of things. Legislation be no doka okibiro en kose neno ni ndara no sekete budget, it should be done. So the clerk of works, it is his responsibility. to do the follow up mondo ne ni ndarani. According to the county government, no advertise ndara ma winjo secondary to Tagache primary, and these were the specs. It must be marammed, it must be compacted, and with drainage. Most of our roads are problematic because of lack of drainages.
Pegged on what you've mentioned.
Yes.
Going by Gimiwa Chono. Then don't you think it's about time that we properly define different roles of different government agencies and define even the role of the politician? And we get to know that a politician's role or a leader's role, because it starts from politics, then you become, you politic and you're elected. Now, a leader's role should be to this level and should be to manage it to this level, so that we don't have a lot of gray areas created, and giving politicians and leaders like you loophole to tomorrow come and hoodwink us again with a different old scenario. If you agree with me that this government, you agree that government departments are sufficient to deliver.
Yes.
Then why? Yes. Then why can't you leaders and everybody involved lead us as it is? That your job remains at just leading, not become interested in building the same road.
No. These things are cutting across. They are interdependent. Sama yo rach kata madhi dalana ambe okadhi tiyo gi yorno. Imbe yen, for instance, jasuna mano asuna gi maka kata gi oduma nikech ing'eni Muhuru agricultural produce thin.
Yeah.
Jasuna mo suna goduma dhi uso mwalo custom. Embe dwaro mana better road. To the same Kemsha mabende supplier mabiro Tagache embe dwaro ma better ro eka gache no ringi.
Awinji maler.
Ja adware mane bende nigi ndara ka embe dwaro mana better road. So for this standard to be kept, there should be a resident person employed by county government to give us account. Ingeni, for instance, TJ county ward administrator. And he teach maduong serious because he represent the executive at the ground.
Yes.
And he connects them.
Yes.
So this person in charge of infrastructure, the clerk of works, or major roads, or major schools, major the classrooms, hospitals, Maki gik mangani oningo bedeni is under his docket. Ongeni for instance, we have a maternity wing being built at Tagache sub-county hospital. We have fencing going on at Nyakumu. We must check the standard. We have road being opened at Ibencho Primary, leading to Upper Tito. We have, let's say, electricity. It must be well acquainted with any development activity going around the ward. Then, MCA katakang kalo, nikech kalo benya ko ango kal. Iwinjo. Tembe ndengi wang, onyalo pinpoint, no, here is not well done. Here is not well done. But there's someone who is there permanently to check that.
Awinji maler.
Nikech, the essence momi imi wayore, en ni mondo accelerate our movement. To kill also you, let's say, like, for instance, nitie yo mo oger Muhuru. It was during Obado's era. And everyone my era. This road comes from Leba. To biro aura ratien, kuma ratien donjo gode nambe ka company ka. To kalo to biro ta aeko kanisa to donjo Tagache. That road was allocated 9.4 million. And what they did
is 300,000.
Mano to koro inemi wacho nikech maybe imbi senene, but the culvert which is there, chiemo na kono gini bwana, you are endangering our life. Assume nikech ratien golo pi all the way en aora moa mabor. Kothogo malo Ibencho, pi biro, inene dhi matoso. ija piki biro se choke dhi nyamo kal ni moro ibiro ichega piki ng'eni ke mayandwa kalego kare kibiro te yuro ka wiye kacha bende rachar pi ng'eni koro kal tidhi nyumori oloko nikech the nini itself the box culvert is low. Yes, the road manoningo bed ni ipo it is not there, it is still bushy. Makyu joweyo the mainstream line manoningo bed ni jikalo jikoro kalo puothe ji
and 9.4 million gone
is spent.
What's your thoughts around violence and political intolerance?
I don't advocate for violence. I don't advocate for violence at any level or at any point of the society, because in our era, we should be past that. Let me sell for you my idea. Let the other candidate sell his idea. Where we meet, if there is a point of convergence, let's embrace one another, then we practice brotherhood.
What in your experience and interaction with the politics and political world, what instigates violence in your view? What makes me pick a stone and hit my neighbor for having a contrary opinion? How does it start?
You know, they say that the more learned you are, the more coward you become. I've not proved it beyond that. But there was a day, 2017, I was in the ballot. So we were called at Nyateke Hall. We were being briefed how the ODM will do their nomination and all that. But I want to congratulate the Maorians, even the aspirants who have been there. Pokwa bedo intensive violent in Muhuru. You sell your idea like there was a day I was with, I met a competitor who was his chief campaigner, who was my classmate. So I stopped them at a point, I told them, hey, mzee, simama kidogo. Akoni bwana Faris, naluonge ni wuonedi. Ada wuoyo gi dadi ni, miya dadi ni dakika achiel. Koro wawuok gi dadi e gache, ne gidhi opposite direction. I'm going to the west, they were going to the east. We met on the way. I was in a motorbike, they were in a probox. Ta stop gi. Ma kono jogo ni un koro kaka uri jaduono to koe dala to duogi koni. Then we talked briefly with the daddy. Then we left each other there. This is the kind of politics we should have. Okni, it is a matter of life and death. No. I believe ni people as ears. And if your ears are functioning normally, what your ears heard will tell the brain. And the brain will guide your feelings and control the entire body. So when you make a decision to follow candidate A, it is your conscience that has led you there.
What do you think about voter bribery and swaying people using capital investment?
When you talk of money, they say money is power. But what I may say ni seche moko itimo biashara igo ohala to sama igo ohala idwaro ni iyud the income. Your primary idea is to get more. So if I come to bribe you, know that, believe you me, the return ni seche masayudo I clench the power, I will have to get back my money.
I want you to say this point, facing your camera. Can you say it's coming? I like it that you, as an aspirant,
yes,
you're telling the voter this.
Yes.
I want you to look at that camera and tell the voter that the similar thing you've said.
Thank you. Gimatemo wacho en niya, jasiasa en ng'ama dwaro to kodwaro en gi interest ma both personal and collective. Kani bo winjore?
Awinje.
Yes. Koro sama en gi personal idea overweigh the collective need, ng'eni ng'ani obiro miyi pesa kata obiro ongi, obiro miyi gimoro, to bang' miyi gimoro, he will ensure ni he gets the return.
Return on investment.
Yes.
So are you telling me that when a politician or a leader gives you 500 shillings to come to a political rally, then definitely this guy does not have interest of you at heart? Because the first thing he'll have to do when he gets power is to return back his 500 plus interest. Is that what you're telling us? And that we should be wary of such leaders?
Gimada temo wacho. Let me use this example. The current regime, kanye gidonjo, a good people knew that it is a bottom-up model, and there will be a paradigm shift, people moving from bottom to up. Until Mudavadi manotimo demonstration one day kanegin gisa kaja somewhere. Ni when the bottom is this, all chupanate, all lock yete. I don't know whether you can.
I saw it.
You can remember that.
I saw it.
Yes.
But you should also mention the same Mudavadi who did that demonstration.
And a jello.
Yes.
Oduo genen super CS.
Yes.
To kanyo cha dhano yuaka. Ma gima pano se duoko temperature matin, it was Gen Z. What was happening in practicality?
Life was hard. Life is tight.
Yes. Definitely, nothing comes easy. Seche mami siling prabich. You should question yourself. What is Mark getting in return? Who is ready to give free money? Tell me.
Nobody. There's nothing in this life called free money.
There was a time I was with one guy, and it happened that they were with the son. So I did not know that it was a father and a son. So the story came about. Then, fortunately, I interacted their conversation kidogo. Then nikamwambia huyo kijana, young man, kwa hii dunia, mwenye nakupea kitu bure ni mamako peke yake, si hata babako. Because the father has got many children. After all, you are not the only one.
But the mother can also have many children.
Yes, he can. But when he gives you wholeheartedly.
You don't give your children things wholeheartedly.
I don't say that.
Okay.
Don't insinuate my
No,
point. So the thing is, ni janyuol biro miyi gimoro willingly. Let me put it that way. To ng'amo ke janyuol ni, to miyi to ong'iyi. Ng'eni ami iseneno ng'ama miyo wan jo Nam, but I've never been to Nam. But diere moko no dhi lupo ga. Ikawo oniambo tinalo e ginene iruyo low. Tidire koro ywe moro iweyo ka kethene. Koro rech neno ni idire gi tekidi. Koro rech neno ni ang'oa.
Oyudo chiemo.
To kogik moroye cha.
To ngaba.
To oywaye kode. Mane gi mosefelo nyaka kawuono nikech all these people coming with yellow and brown envelopes, they are not performance.
It's good this is coming from you. And it's a conversation people need to have, and candidly I must say. Ni sechema ngato kochung to unungie in terms of engango. Asset mane men godo. Mangani tikatagi campaign otiyo gi 50 million.
Yes.
I always give an example. It's a very bad example to use.
Yes.
And I've never personally understood how it happens. I've seen people who are in very good portfolios, even in private sectors, where somebody is earning even 3 million shillings per month.
Per month.
You know, do you know 3 million shillings per month?
Yes.
Like you are in a position that you can be able to get 3 million shillings per month and you still owe no one accountability over how you use your money. But such people will leave those portfolios and venture into politics.
Yes.
It has always baffled me. Maybe you should explain now that you're vying for the MCA Muhuru. Why do you think somebody would leave a well-paying job of close to 3 million monthly just to go and become an MP or just to go and become a governor with all the headaches? I don't know, MCAs. The other day I saw Gladys Wanga putting a few bloggers here to cry foul that there's a meeting here in Nairobi. Some MCAs are plotting on how they will remove Governor Wanga from power. And you'll have those kind of headaches every day as a leader, maybe as an MP or as an MCA, people coming to your homestead every day. Why do you think somebody will leave such a lucrative job and want to become an MP or a governor? What don't we know?
Okay, you are taking me back. If you check my recordings on Tiedero, I think I discussed this, but it is not harmful to repeat it.
Yes.
By the time we are low to the point that we need positions, let me use that, me included, we humble ourselves. And this leads me to bringing these 3 cadres of Jotel. But majorly there are 4. Chisomo bukumar ngeche. Wachoni nitie gik moko adek motamo mapgine. Chutho to gin ang'wen.
Chutho to gin ang'wen.
Chutho to gin ang'wen.
Yes.
So nitie gi weche kadi git Jotel adi adek. Isomo lwetagi.
Awinji.
To chutho to gin adi
ang'wen.
So nitiere ng'at ma is aspiring koyuago piny adieri ojara nono. Typical example, I think that is 2012. We had one candidate in our ward by the name Garang. Garang had nothing. People helped Garang to campaign. Only that, I don't know what transpired. He never became MCA.
He didn't have money.
No, he didn't manage. I don't know where he ended. But by the time he was campaigning, he could walk barefooted. Akienda every home, people were following Garang. Typical example. This lady, Manyo Yere, Nini, Bomet, Toto.
Yes, Toto.
Bisane no Toto sane. Before then Toto. So, nitiere seche moko mama inyalo biro ni jatelo biro ni adieri ayuago pinywa an kuyiera to wadhi timo magi ira kaka ngeko wachni ngeke kaka ngeke no kendo ng'ato lere moingo kata kaka lere ni mano namba di ok adwar expound on it. Nitiere jatelo mabiro niya an gi nya sabunda moro, an gi nya pesa moro. Awacho ni nya pesa ni en gi kategoria di
Ariya.
Either ne oyude in a rightful way is a biashara guy
or wrongfully.
Kata nyen civil servant to nitie kaka nyo yaro bade.
Akafanya ile kitu.
Akafanya ile kitu. Koro odwaro security. Iwinja. Emo ngato weyo 3 million for an instant. Atwoli. Sani how much?
Atwoli, does he have a salary? I thought he owns all the money that
I understand
the labor force is contributing.
I understand is one of the rich men under employment.
Yes, he has that Atuli has a Mercedes Benz that adapts to weather conditions. You're aware. Anyway, proceed.
There was a time I was working around this area in Kajiado Basin area.
Yes.
Unaona sasa kidogo chopa ina land, ingine ina take off. So they were in.
There's word so, that leaders go to Atuli's house every day to borrow money. There's this time, just to mention, sorry to digress, Nani had an issue, Cyrus Jirongo.
And
Atuli,
let us not discuss individually.
Atuli said he gave Cyrus Jirongo a mere 50 million. 50 million? Atuli said, I just gave Jirongo a mere.
kata ng'ang'a nyocho wacho gani 10 million takataka. Dong ni nano kana niyo dire.
So hii Kenya useme wewe una pesa.
So the thing is, ng'ani nigi pesa. To biro a politics because of his money. And whenever he comes, he goes to the most vulnerable. Ko wacho ni magie. My intention is to diffuse their mind with money. Obiro to mimi abich diere moko ng'ato no campaign koro mano wacho ni pesa ok riw. Ng'ato gi line de.
Loaf ni no los ne ng'ata chiel.
Ochwadi. Simple question. If your brain is functioning normally.
Yes. Is working well.
Yes. What is this guy getting in return?
When the salary is just this much and the guy is using 50 plus million, where will he get the and extra money?
To make the matter worse, kaungani, let's say, en mako lamboni, en makoro pesa hilo. Kawa, ma kawundari gadi.
Kawundari ka apar gadi.
Kawuna. Apar gauchiel. Dumara uchiel dong. 2025. Kaka marked drag matin. Get 2 years down the line. Ingi kaka nyocho moso we korgo enkan. Is association with people. These are the characters maseche moko kubiro gi chiege. To o hage ma odwa kata nyodhe dieru and all that, and he doesn't care whether you greet him or not. Eh? To all of a sudden gimoro biro to trigger his mind to kone bwana. You have influential power because you have money in your hand. Go for this position. That is a story for another day. Type 3. En ng'at ma obiro etelo on revenge mission. Iwinja?
Awinji maler.
Obiro on a revenge mission. Seche moko like the 3 subsequent or the 3 successive regimes mosebedo tangu devolution.
Nano ng'ato kokwalo rombo nyawadi. Rombe nyawadi.
Koro gise tribes dhoudi mopogore mag Muhuru. Mokwongo ne jako yier, machielo jakitegunga, manye Kenya basi. Koro oduogo niya, apana wan bende pok watiyo. Kande it is our turn to tiyo. Omero dwa tiyi kaka gi strength mobiro godo no. Jogo biro ga gi force. Gine jok mabiro gi guns ka. They are on retaliation mission.
What mission are you? The people of Muhuru are listening. They are also watching. What mission do you have for the people of Muhuru and Migori County as a general?
An gima dwaro.
Yes.
En game changer. Mondo change the livelihood mag jowa. The essence of devolution is to give a common man the service he deserves. Kakinyi biro tagach tiwacha adieri ni adieri, nyoro to yiero MCA nitie lokruok. Ki wuothe ndara madalau niwacha ni adieri nitie lokruok. Ing'eni nitiere component moro ma ji okwe devolution ka. The tertiary education is under county government. Iyudo ka ng'ato kawo nyithindo ogolo e ward ne otero kumachielo ma nose develop to onge gimotimo at his ward level mondo mikiny or stop the transportation ma jonyuol waste kadhi in other schools.
Erokamano. Ladies and gentlemen, a very nice discussion. You've heard the gentleman. We repeat that the views here are the views of the interviewee. And he is held such responsible to the latter of what he said. At Yedero, we say this is a discussion that we will keep having. These are conversations that we must have. At times in the affairs of men, we must sit down and say enough is enough. Where did the rain start beating us? Can we change the tides? Can we change the course of our future? Can we make this world a different place so that our children and our children's children will say that indeed our forefathers had our interests at heart? This is a conversation that we, you, your brother, your sister, your mom, everybody must have. We must not shy away from matters affecting our society. We must not shy away from matters that needs to be deliberated so that we can have an harmonious life. Ladies and gentlemen, again at Tiedero we say, can you come with your views that are brilliant, that are nice? We welcome them every day and we say, let's have this, let's make it better, let's make it great. Till we meet again, Tiedero it is.